Years, the Kansas City Chiefs can no longer win the AFC West and have lost 4 out of their last 5 games. They got only 4 games left to play. Now, the Chiefs can still make the postseason, but the chances are very slim and would require them winning some tough games down the stretch and some help. Travis Kelce has struggled lately, as well as dropping a couple passes in the Chiefs' latest loss to the Texans. Here he was on his own podcast.
We put in all this work in hopes that it pays off, and right now it just, for whatever reason, man, it's little things. I feel like I've always had the answers in years past, and this year I just can't find them. And I keep thinking if I show up to work and I put in the work and I fix the issues through my practice habits and through perfecting the game plan and my fundamentals and what I'm being taught, and go out there and try and play my ass off for my guys next to me, it's all going to come together like it has in years past. This year is just not, man.
All right, just sounds like a defeated dude in that moment there. Dio, what do you make of Travis Kelce's comments?
Yeah, defeated is the proper word. It's also, they don't know this world, Kansas City. Yeah. This is the first time in a long time, certainly the first time for Patrick, that they're experiencing this, that they don't kind of control their own destiny, that they're not starting to play some of their best football, and that their January's kind of taken up by football. Now, this is the first time that Travis and a lot of these guys are kind of thinking about, well, after the new year, what am I going to be doing? Because we're not going to be more than likely playing football games. And I think there's this reality of, I do not believe that this is a snap your fingers kind of let's get back to what we used to be 3 or 4 years ago situation in Kansas City. They're $32 million over the cap. I'm well aware you can maneuver things to get over the cap, but that means you have to maneuver things. There's questions about Travis's future. There's questions about Chris Jones, who hasn't necessarily played to his level. He was outstanding on this past game Sunday night against Houston. So how do they kind of generate some of those parts and get back to their dominant brand of football? Because this is 2 years in the making of them being good, but not good enough at times.
Stephen A.
It's over. This is it. The end for Travis Kelce has arrived. We don't say that insultingly. We don't say that in any denigration. This is my brother from another mother. I've known him for years. Got mad love for Travis Kelce. He's confessing to you publicly he's not what he used to be. And he's trying to figure out, and you guys know this a lot better than me, you know, this slippage, and you're trying to figure out how to offset that slippage. And one could easily argue and surmise that he would have retired after last season had they won the Super Bowl. But that pride that exists in this 3-time Super Bowl champion, who's a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest tight ends in the history of football, said, I can't go out like that. It wasn't that you lost the Super Bowl, it was how you lost the Super Bowl. We have to remember that the Kansas City didn't lose. They got their ass kicked. They got stomped. We saw footage live of Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes sitting together in the Super Bowl, just shaking their head on the sideline like, damn, this is bad. In the third quarter, that's what a romp, that's how much of a romp it was on the biggest stage in football. And he said, I'm not going out like that. So he wanted to come back this year and give it one more try. But in response to doing that, you're talking about 6 dropped passes recently. You're talking about 60 receptions on the season, 13 games in, when he had 97 receptions in 3 more games last year. You see, and that was slippage in a lot of people's eyes. So it's just looking at your own mortality and understanding who you were and what you once were and recognizing the fact that that is no more. And now he's wondering how much of a help he is to the team. And that's got to be a painful, painful situation for him to be in, emotionally.
Travis Kelce is coming to grips with the Kansas City Chiefs not being good enough, which is something he hasn't felt throughout his tenure with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. They've always been good enough. They've always been good enough to just find a way. They've always been good enough to win the games that are important. They've always been good enough that even when we don't look our best, we're better than 99% of the world. And that's because they're 2 of the greatest players that have ever played this game. 2 of the greatest players that have ever played their positions, along with Chris Jones, who is one and the same with them, along with Andy Reid, who was a Hall of Fame coach before leaving Philadelphia. He just needed the rings to prove it. But I will say this and ask this question. Stephen A., do you believe that Tyler Warren is a good football player, the tight end from Indianapolis Colts?
I apologize, RC. I did not hear you because the producer was in my ear while you were asking that question.
Yeah,
repeat it, please.
Yeah, do you believe that Tyler Warren is a good football player, the Indianapolis Colts tight end, the rookie?
Yes.
Right. He got 60 catches, 699 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Travis Kelce has 60 catches, 727 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Travis Kelce is not done. Travis Kelce isn't what he used to be, and sometimes that's when the greats have to step away. When Troy Polamalu or Ed Reed can no longer take over a game, you walk away because you can't be what you once were. You don't walk away because you can't produce. You don't walk away because you can't be successful. And I do believe that when you get to that point where you know you can't do it, it doesn't hurt as bad. You don't sit on the sideline and have that look of disgust with yourself on your face for dropping the football that was thrown behind you because you know you can't do it anymore. Travis Kelce can still do it, which is why I believe he's struggling with not being able to find a way to find the answers.
Yeah, but it's not. What I'm saying is I'm not debating his skill set and what he still has left. I'm talking about what he believes about himself. It's hard. It's hard. Every great player that I've ever covered, it's hard. Like, I've seen cats retire that can average 20 a night. It's unacceptable to them because of the standard they had set, not just for themselves, but they had conditioned us all to accept.
Right.
And so the moment that's not there anymore, they don't want to read about those narratives every day.
Right.
Slippage. It's painful.
Yeah.
And that's what I was hearing when I heard Travis Kelce.
That makes total sense.
This is uncharted territory for Chiefs fan as well. They have not missed the postseason since 2014. They could be eliminated this weekend with a loss to the Chargers and a win from teams that are above them, like the Texans and the Bills, etc. Coming up on First Take is Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback with the most at stake for the remainder of the season, despite the Browns not even being in playoff contention. Fresh Hour First Take is next after this.